Good morning, everyone. I am back at my alternate site again. If I can film from here, I will do so. I've done this a lot of times from here, from different spots, but this is the best spot right now. And you can't quite tell what time it is. It's fall. There's leaves everywhere. And the wind is blowing a little bit, so it's cool. You can feel the fallness. It is changing seasons. Now, I was watching this morning a little bit of news. They've called the House going Republican. We're trying to get some majorities out of the Senate and House. I don't know what they're at now, but if they can get majorities, then they don't have to worry about arguing with the Democrats, who are not going to argue, who are going to basically dig their heels in and do as much damage as they can for 4 years. I'm still waiting to find out what they're up to. So hopefully it's okay. I'm going to try to get through chapter 17 and 18 today of Revelation. I want to get through that in 19 and 20. I want to get done with this bad stuff. We got to teach it, we got to read it, talk about it, but it's not something that I enjoy doing. The light keeps moving around on me because the leaves up, I can see the trees, they're blowing up the top. Alright, I'm having a hard time seeing my screen because the sun keeps shining on it. It's behind me somewhere. Okay, so turn to Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the seven angels that had the seven bowls. The bowls that we just, the vials that we just read about in 16. So one of those angels comes over. And he spoke with me, saying, "Come hither, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed fornication, and they that dwell on the earth were made drunken with the wine of her fornication." So we've seen dealing with, this is God's wrath now. He's dealing with the bad guys. We got the two beasts. 3 is this one because she's also known as the beast. The Antichrist was riding on the back of the beast in earlier readings. And he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, with 7 heads and 10 horns. We've covered those before to where we know who they are. So the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, decked with gold, precious stone and pearls, having her hand of a golden cup full of abominations. All these descriptive terms, basically, she's not a nice lady. Even the unclean things of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great. It's not Mystery Babylon, it's mystery. She's the mystery of who she is, but basically she's the Babylon of old. Remember, God didn't destroy Babylon, He scattered them. Babylon the Great, the mother of the harlots and the abominations of the earth. And I saw a woman drunken with the blood of the saints. See, this is her big problem. She's killing saints. She's making martyrs of the Christians that are alive before and after the tribulation. She kind of covers that. She's here now doing this. She has the 7th king. We're waiting for the 8th. So we've come back in time a little bit again to do this. This is again a vignette of this individual, which happens to be a collage of people. And when I saw her, I wondered with a great wonder. And the angel said to me, "Why do you wonder? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and is about to come out of the abyss, and will go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, they whose name has not been written on the book from the foundation of the world." So we're talking Antichrist again. And they behold the beast that he was and is not and shall come. So the bottomless pit, when it's open, we've read that before, comes the worst demon ever. You can have either Satan or this demon. They're about the same as far as how bad they are. He's been locked up in a bottomless pit. Here is the mind that has wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. A lot of people try to point this to Rome, because Rome sits on 7 hills. But so does San Francisco. Other places that. But it still could be, because we know the Antichrist is a descendant of Rome. So it's possible. I won't argue with anybody who has different beliefs on this, because we really don't know yet. And they are the 7 kings. 5 are fallen, 1 is. We've covered this before. This is, in this particular chapter, this is Rome. Okay. The part we read before is a different time frame. But this is Rome, and we've covered who these kings are. I did this in a fairly recent video. And the beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th. That's the Antichrist. And is of the 7th. Because the 7th dies, is resurrected, and comes the 8th, and goes into perdition. And the 10 horns that you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as of yet, but they received authority as kings with the beast for 1 hour. And they have one mind. They give their power unto the authority and unto the beast. They shall war against the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings. And they shall overcome that are with him, called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the harlot sitteth, are the peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. The world, basically. And the 10 horns which you saw, and the beast, these shall hate the harlot, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh. The Antichrist is going to be part of eliminating the beast, the harlot. Because he's done. She's set things up. He doesn't need her anymore. He's going to eliminate her. Make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and shall burn her utterly with fire. For God did not put in their heads to do his mind, and to come to one mind, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be accomplished. For God did put in their hearts to do this, until the words of God should be accomplished. And the woman who thou sawest is the great city, which reigns over the kings of the earth. After these things I saw another, we're going to go into 18. I saw another angel coming down out of heaven, having great authority, and the earth was lighted with his glory. All the angels that come from heaven seem to glow. Even Moses, being around God, glowed. I'm curious to know why. And he cried with a mighty voice, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, and is become the habitation of demons, and a hold for every kind of spirit, unclean spirit, and a hold for every unclean and hateful bird. For by the wine of the wrath of her fornication all the nations have fallen, and the kings of the earth committed fornication with her. This one world government is going to completely collapse. We're seeing these takeovers of countries right now. The UK, Amsterdam, all these countries, including, they're trying to take over the US. They're going to be a little bit of an issue here, but we'll see what happens in a little bit. And I heard from another voice from heaven saying, Come forth, my people, out of her, that you have no fellowship with her sins, and you receive not her plagues. For her sins have reached even unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Render unto her even as she rendered, and double unto her, double according to her works, the cup which she mingled. They're going to pay a big price. Mingled unto her double. How much soweth she glorified herself, and waxed wanton. So much of her torment and mourning. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow. I shall in no wise see mourning. Therefore in one day shall her plagues come to death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. so strong as the Lord who judged her. So, Babylon goes first, then the Antichrist, then the false prophet. Satan's put away for a little while. So, we're getting some good news out of this. This isn't Christians being punished or the world being punished because of what she was doing. We've already seen how much damage she did. And we're looking around, we can see the damage. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe to the great city Babylon, the strong city, for in 1 hour thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. You couldn't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. That's over. Merchandise of gold and silver and precious stone and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and fine wood and every vessel of ivory, every vessel made of precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and spice and incense. We got a whole long list of things here, and ointment and frankincense and wine, fine flour, wheat, merchandise of horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men, and the fruits which thy lusted after are gone from thee. She no longer has power over it. And all things that were dainty and sumptuous and precious, from thee the men shall find them no more at all, because she can't sell them. The merchants of these things that were made rich by her shall stand afar off in fear of her torment, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe to the great city, that she was arrayed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with all these precious things. This goes on and on. For in 1 hour great riches were made desolate. These people that worshipped money and the beast, it's all gone. And everyone that saileth any whiter or whither and mariners, and as many as gained their living by the sea, stood afar off. So the merchants are staying back, and cried out as they looked upon the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like the great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and mourning. The world is paying the price, wherein all that had ships in the sea were made rich by reason of her coastlines, for in 1 hour she was made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye saints, and ye apostles, and ye prophets, and God hath judged your judgment on her. And a strong angel took up a stone, as it were, great millstone, and cast it in the sea, saying, Thus with a mighty fall shall Babylon, the great city, be cast down, and shall be found no more. So in the past they weren't killed. They're eliminated today. And the voice of the harpers and the minstrels and the flute players and the trumpeters shall be heard no more at thee. She commanded all that. She commands the music, the wokeness that's going through the media. She commanded all that. It's all gone. And this shall be found no more, and the voice of the mill shall be heard no more. And the light of the lamp shall shine no more in all of thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. She was trying to rule and take the place of what God is doing with Jesus. Jesus is the true bridegroom, and we're the bride. Satan tries to copy everything. For thy merchants were the princes of the earth, and with thy sorcery were all the nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and all that had been slain upon the earth. Yay! This is the good part. Watching this one world government destroying everything will have its day in court. And will happen before the Antichrist, because the Antichrist will take part in this. So this could happen very soon. I'm wondering if our election might be a change leading into this. I wonder. It would be good if we could be part of this. I know we're not mentioned in the Bible, but maybe we are. We just can't see it. I'm hoping that this administration change is a turn to defeat the harlot. That's something we can pray for. Okay, we still got to deal with the Antichrist and putting Satan away. And we got the millennium. We got some stuff left, but the bad stuff is really, the real bad stuff is over. The stuff that we're dealing with as we're reading. We're still living in it. But hopefully we're seeing some of this start to take shape. We can hope and pray. Continue your work. Keep your lamps filled. We should be getting out of here soon. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.